Hi YouTube. Today I wanted to talk about the Beetlejuice Beetlejuice movie. Well, I fucking hated it. And I love the original Beetlejuice, but the second Beetlejuice was awful. They should have renamed it Beetleshit Beetleshit. Because it was just so awful. Beetleshit, 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 where are you? Oh, it's right here in the Beetlejuice 2 movie. That's where it is. And I'll tell you why. It was so bad to me personally. First of all, the beginning was just so boring. All the characters just look so boring. I'm sorry. I don't know. When I think Tim Burton, I don't think, normal looking people. I know Beetlejuice himself, he looks interesting and artistic, but the rest of them just look so normal. It's just so weird. But I mean, in the original movie, I guess they looked pretty normal too, but like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a picky bitch, but that's not all. The main villain. Apparently, there's 2 or 3. The main villain, it looked like it was going to be the wife, the ex-wife of Beetlejuice, because she had a lot of scenes of sucking off people. She was sucking off people's souls, sucking the soul out of them. And you think, oh, she's getting a lot of scenes, she must be really evil, she must be doing something real crazy later on. No, she doesn't. In fact, all she does is go to a wedding and die, I think. I think that's what happened. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. My brain was just kind of dying when I was watching it, so I don't really know, but something like that. And I was like this the whole movie because it was so awful. And I mean, I feel like with movies like that, they just want to make a lot of money, which they did, which is good. Good for you. But when I watched it, I was thinking, God, I never want to watch another Tim Burton film ever again. Look, I had to watch Nightmare Before Christmas after this movie just to remind myself that I liked Tim Burton movies, because that was the worst I've ever seen. It was probably the worst movie I've ever seen. Besides Dune, that movie was awful. I mean, the special effects were cool, but like the movie itself, it was so fucking boring. Like, just, I hate all of you. I hate the Dune movie. Ew. But anyway, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Ew. No. And, the main girl, she had like this love interest at the beginning, and he turned out to be a murderer, and like she didn't care, and she was gonna help him become human, but like he like became evil all of a sudden. It's like, the fuck? You'd think in a Tim Burton movie he would like, figure something out so that she could like be with a murderer. Like, it's a Tim Burton movie, like why can't she be in love with a murderer? Like, oh no, but he turns evil, like, and he becomes the main evil guy instead of the chick that was getting all the scenes sucking off people's souls. Like, what is that? Like, I feel like that's awful. Like, I don't know. And like in the middle of the movie, my brain was just like shutting off, so I was like trying to not to fall asleep, because it was an awful movie. But what else was awful? That was the main thing. It's like, why? And the sandworm was in there. That was like the coolest part of the movie, but that was only like 3 seconds long. I don't know. It was not good to me. I feel like there was just issues with the storyline. I feel like you could have maybe tried harder. I don't know. I mean, if it was me, if you're going to make a love interest... Oh, let me talk about the ending of the movie. At the end, since the main love interest became evil all of a sudden, I think they killed him off or whatever. And then, at the end of the movie, you see her like passing this guy. And then all of a sudden, she's looking at him. And then all of a sudden, it switches to a wedding. of them. Like, what? No. What is that? I'm sorry. What? Like, there's no backstory. They didn't even talk to each other. It's just they look at each other and all of a sudden they're married. I'm sorry. That was just awful. It was all awful. It was the worst I've ever seen. Like, can we have some creativity here? Can we have some good storyline here? What is that? I mean, you know, in Tim Burton movies, you know, there's been, like, murderers and all that shit. You know, but I feel like, you know, they could have had a love thing going on, because they had, like, a good thing going on. They kissed each other. She didn't care he was a murderer. That's the biggest part. He murdered his parents, and she didn't care. And she was going to help him, but all of a sudden he's like, oh, well, I'm going to use you to become human again, but you have to stay dead. Like, what? And he was being so nice to her at the beginning. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I know he's a murderer, but, like, people have reasons that they murder people. Maybe his parents, like, abused him all crazy. Like, you could have just went, like, into a backstory of what happened, and maybe Beetlejuice was there. But no. Or he could have met his parents in the afterlife, but no. None of that. Just he uses her. And then the worst part is the fucking main girl, the ex-wife. Like, she's like trying to kill Beetlejuice, but she's like going around killing everybody else for no reason at all, like just fucking sucking their souls. And like, she has like this close-up every time that she's having a scene, this long ass scene of her just sucking people. And it's like, her whole main thing there was to just look sexy and suck people. And then at the end, she just dies. Like, right when she sees Beetlejuice, like, they kill her or some shit. It's awful. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, what is that? There's no climax. Like, she doesn't do anything evil to Beetlejuice. But, like, she was, like, depicted in the story as, like, this really evil girl that's gonna, like, steal everybody's soul. I mean, she kind of did, but, like, she didn't do shit to Beetlejuice. It was the worst. Like, you'd think, you know, if she's, like, if he's running away from her, you'd think she'd be a little more dangerous than that. I don't know. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I feel like they could have had, like, this whole climactic thing where, like, the fucking girl and the murderer, like, you know, do some weird hoodoo voodoo shit and, like, do something crazy to that bitch. And, like, I don't know. It could have been a lot better. I don't know. It's just anything other than that. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. That's the worst I've ever seen. Don't watch that. I hated it. I will never watch that ever again. Why did they I don't know why they made another Beetlejuice movie. It was the worst I've ever seen. The worst ever. The worst movie ever I've ever seen. Ever. Yeah. And I you know, I grew up liking Corpse Bride, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas. I just watched that twice recently. That was, like, my favorite one growing up, and honestly, that's so good. But, like, I don't know why I thought Tim Burton was the director of that movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas, because he wasn't. He was the producer, and there was another guy producing, too. So I don't know why I always thought, oh, Tim Burton's the director. No, he's not. You know, maybe they should have gotten that guy. It's a director movie, because, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They needed something else in the story. That was just awful. What is that? I don't know. It's not even the director. It's the story. Who made that? Was it Tim Burton? I don't want to be mean, but I feel like we're just not doing it right. Like, sure, you made a lot of money because people like the original Beetlejuice, but the second Beetlejuice is shit. But yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, I would not see another Tim Burton movie after that unless it was an animation, because honestly, That was the worst I've ever seen. Like, where's the animation? Like, first of all, the sandworm, that was so cool. Like, why couldn't they have had, like, the sandworm eat the wife or some shit? No, they didn't. They didn't. Why couldn't Beetlejuice ride the sandworm and have him eat the wife? No, not even that. I don't know. Anything. It was just awful. I'm sorry. Yeah. But, you know, maybe if you watch that movie, you'll see what I mean. It's just kind of... And the ending, what is that? She just sees a new guy, and then all of a sudden, like, it literally switches from her seeing him to them getting married. Like, there's no backstory, there's nothing. Just, like, I don't even like this guy. And you're ending it on him? Like, it couldn't have been the murderer guy? He couldn't have... I mean, he might have had a really good reason for killing his parents. You could have went into that, but no, you didn't. You just said, oh... we'll make him evil instead of the main evil girl that's already had 7 scenes of her being evil. But no, she's actually not the main evil person, it's the other guy now. It's like, what? Can you fucking make up your mind? What are we doing here? I feel like a bitch, but I am. So, that's the end of this movie review. And don't even get me started on that Doom movie. Oh, God. But anyway... I'll see y'all in the next one. I just want to give you guys my 2 cents because I'm a Halloween baby. I was born on Halloween. I love Halloween. And I liked, you know, Tim Burton animations growing up. But, like, that movie was awful. I liked the original Beetlejuice. Maybe I need to watch that to just, like, kind of readjust my brain cells after that. I don't know. But anyway, I'll see y'all in the next one. Let me know what you thought about the Beetlejuice movie. My friend Chloe, I went with her and her mom. They said they liked it. Personally, I'm very picky with my movies, and I think it was awful. So let me know what you thought. I like the original a lot better. I feel like that's how it always goes, unless it's like the Shrek movie, because Shrek 2 was fire. But yeah, that's really it. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.